What's up, guys? Today I'm going to give you 5 pieces of advice on freestyle motocross. What's up, guys? I'm Ronnie Faisst and welcome to Advice with Faisst. On this channel we give you weekly advice, motocross tips, and vlogs to help inspire you to reach all of your life goals. So if that's something you're into, be sure to subscribe and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. So if you just got started or you're looking to get into freestyle motocross, today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 helpful tips to help you step up your freestyle game. Tip number 1, set up your bike properly. Setting up a bike for freestyle is actually pretty simple. Today I'm just gonna share with you just a few tips that will make a huge difference. One of the most important things for a freestyle bike is your suspension. You need a stiff setting. So the best thing you can do is take off your suspension, send it out and get it revalved with a stiff setting. If that's outside your budget, turn your compression in on your forks and on your shock all the way in. It's gonna make a little bit of difference, but in freestyle you want a stiff bike. Stiff setup is the way to go for jumping ramps. Another simple thing we do is gearing. We gear up. That means we put a bigger sprocket on the rear. We go up about 1 to 2 teeth, and it just helps be able to travel slow into the ramp and get on it. You got more torque, you got more low end. The bike's able to track really well off the ramp. So gear your bike up. Something simple, but it totally helps. Another thing is put a stabilizer on your bike. A steering stabilizer is going to help a ton because in freestyle, you're constantly letting go of the bars. So every time you let go of the bars and jump back for the seat or do a cliffhanger or whatever, you want those bars to be straight. So a stabilizer is going to help keep the bar straight. Anytime those bars turn, it's going to throw the bike off balance and you're going to mess your trick up. So you don't want your bars to turn. So put a stabilizer on your bike. It will help you a ton. If that's not in your budget, just tighten up your steering as much as you can. It will still help a little bit, but get a stabilizer if you can. And the last simple thing I want to mention is just tire pressure. It's super simple, but it makes a big difference. On a track, you're going to run probably 12, 12 and a half, 13 max. On a freestyle bike, you can bump to 15 to 17. I've even tried 20 at sometimes. So by adding tire pressure, it's going to actually allow you to slow down even more into the ramp, power through it, and get more distance. More tire pressure will actually get you more distance. You'll be blown away. Pump up your tire pressures and hit the ramp and watch how far you go. It's pretty sweet. So I'm just touching on just a few things, but there's actually more to setting up a freestyle bike. So I'm going to do a whole video called How to Set Up a Bike for Freestyle Motocross. So be on the lookout for that. I'm going to go into details about the things I just talked about and even talk more about things you can do. And I want to go into more details why we do these things and why they make such a big difference. Tip number 2, set up the ramp properly. When it comes to setup, you have your landing and you have your run-in. Now, landing is one of the most important things because that's where you're headed all the time. You want a big, safe landing because you're learning. You want to concentrate on your trick. You don't want to have to be worried about landing on something sketchy. Build a tall landing. I recommend 12 to 14 foot high. Build a wide landing, 16 to 18 foot wide, and then put a huge deck on it. Put a safety deck in case something goes wrong. So 8 to 10 foot deck. Make it big, make it safe, make it comfortable. The bigger the landing is, the more comfortable and confident you're gonna be to try tricks. Now, as far as running goes, you want a smooth run-in. You don't want to be losing traction or bouncing all around because it's all ruddy. So get a smooth run-in, lay down barn mats, expanded metal, cement, whatever you gotta do, but make it smooth and make it safe and have some fun. And as far as distance goes, 75 foot is where the pros set it. So the cool thing is about ramps is if you never jump 75 foot, you don't have to start it there. Push it in. Make it as small as you want. Start it at 50, 55, whatever you're comfortable with, and then move it back 5, 10 foot increments. I would keep it at 60 bare minimum so you can give yourself enough time, but you don't even have to start it there. Be wise, start small, and work your way up. But 75 foot is the distance that all the pros use. Also, I'm gonna do a whole nother video about setting up a freestyle ramp, give you all the details why we do everything. So be on the lookout for that video. Tip number 3, start off small. And what I mean by this is you don't just jump into the trick and do it at full extension first time. Nobody does. You don't just learn a kiss of death in one try. That thing started off as a weak no footer below the seat. And you were trying to do a Superman, you couldn't even do that. Start off small, like work into it. Get comfortable. If you've never done anything in freestyle and you've never even done no-handers, learn how to take off your hands, learn how to find the bars. And you start small. You no footer. Once you can do a no footer, do a heel clicker. Once you can do a heel clicker, try to put it over the seat. Do a can-can. Once you can do a can-can, try to do a double can-can. Just don't try to jump off your bike and try trick. Every one of us started with the basics. no-hander, no footer, heel clicker, can, double can. You start small and you work at it step by step. Kiss of Death did not happen overnight. It took me 2 years to learn how to do that trick. And they were no footers below the seat and they worked their way up, and I eventually could do a Superman, then a better Superman, then a cool Superman. Then they started doing a Kiss of Death. It takes time and you're not gonna learn stuff overnight. You gotta work on them every single day. So start small and work your way into it. Same thing, if you learn a seat grab, put your hand back in the bar. Find your hole. Make sure you can find your grab. Once you can find your grab, do a no footer. Find your grab, do a no footer. Find your grab, and once that's easy, try to do a no footer above the seat. Try to start balling up and letting your butt rise above the seat. Push the bike out, push the bike down. The whole point is taking it step by step. You start small and you work at a steady pace. Tip number 4, have somebody film you. Video is the best way to self-coach yourself. When I was doing freestyle, there was absolutely no coaches. We all self-coached ourselves, and video was the best way to do that. So have somebody film every time you're out on your bike, every time you're doing a session. Everyone has an iPhone or something. Just have them record you and then study the footage. It's the quickest and it's the best way to learn, because video doesn't lie. You're gonna watch the video, you're gonna see either how good it looks or how bad it looks. And either way, it's gonna motivate you. Sometimes when you see something that looks way better than you thought, you're super pumped and then you start doing it better. And other times you watch the video and you're like, man, that looks weak. Then you get fired up and you're like, I wanna make that better. And then you start working and you can see your progression. So video is the best way to progress. Every single top sport uses video for training, so use it. It is so helpful. Watch your progression, watch your body position, and coach yourself through it. And tip number 5, do it daily. Freestyle is all about confidence. It's all about repetition. So it's about doing it day after day, day after day, day after day, because the more you do it, the more comfortable you get, the more confident you get, and it becomes easy. When you're learning a trick, it's hard and it's uncomfortable, but once you got it and you can do it all day, it becomes easy. You don't have to think about it. It's muscle memory. You can just throw it out there. But you have to do those tricks every single day. So if you just got started at freestyle, or you're wanting to step up to that next level, you want to get into the pros, you want to get invited to that first big event, then make riding daily a priority. Ride 5 to 6 days a week for at least an hour or 2 every day. But go through every single one of your tricks every single day. So hit your trick list, boom, go through your tricks. Once you make it through your trick list, then whatever tricks that you're working on for that week or that day, then spend the rest of the session working on that trick. Having somebody film you, watching the footage, seeing your progression, and just keep working on it. Do it over, do it over, do it over. So just stay at it, do it every single day, and build that confidence. Repetition is your best friend. So I hope these 5 tips are helpful. If you guys are feeling it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you know somebody else that might like it, be sure to share it. And I want to hear from you guys, so be sure to comment below and let me know. What are your thoughts? You got any other questions concerning freestyle motocross? Let me know down below. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, I'm signing off here on The Feist Live.